a good performance on Jared Goff, and I looked at the numbers. The man has thrown for over 300 yards for 3 weeks in a row.
And even more dangerously and more likely, he's going to get going in 7, 10, 15-yard increments. So
Giants running back, and there's probably 15 other running backs I'll start before Wayne Gallman. So
it's against the Jets. Should we just skip you or
I'm gonna just say it don't matter who the Jets got at cornerback. It's the Jets, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Week 12 in the Indecision Cave. I'm your host, Ryan Grace, and I'm joined by my league mates. We got Justin Coleman, J. Cole. We got Trader Joe.
What's up?
And we got the commissioner, Ashton Jones, in the building. It's Thanksgiving week, fellas. We know the schedule's a little bit crazy. We got 3 games on Thursday, up from 1. We got a full slate on Sunday. We missed waivers, but we're going to get into starts and sits this week as we get our fans ready to celebrate the holiday. So we're going to dive right into it. Joe, start and sit. Well, we're going to do it how we did last week, where we're going to give our starts. Everybody's going to vote, weigh in on it, and then we'll see how it goes. So we're going to lead off with you, since you got the freshie.
Yes, sir.
Who are you starting this week, my man?
The quarterback for the Rams, Jared Goff. I was watching the game last night against the Buccaneers, and they have a legit defense. But, man, he was passing to Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, my wide receiver. And
how'd that play out for you?
Good question. It brought me my second win in the past 2 weeks. I'm on a 2-game winning streak somehow without my first, second, and plus picks that I don't have on my team anymore.
So in the past three weeks, who on this show do you have a better record than?
Ooh, see, I don't want to go there because unfortunately it doesn't matter because I'm not in the playoffs. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But I'm just happy to win. You know, I was with one of our league mates the other day, Mo, and he was like, "Why do you care if you win?" Like, look, man, I'm a winner, and I always say Ryan, he keeps record every year of how our teams perform. I recommend our fans out there, you do the same if you have a cohesive league where it's the same players every year. But get a record of how your league mates are performing and see, are there some elite players in your league? Justin right now is leading our league. But that's what is having me care, even though I traded a bunch of players for picks next year. So anyway, so it was a good performance on Jared Goff. And I looked at the numbers. The man has thrown for over 300 yards for 3 weeks in a row. Last week was a little bit of a dud. He got you 10.4 fantasy points, but he didn't score any touchdowns, and we know that. If you throw for 300 yards, you should at least have 1 or 2 touchdowns. So that's probably not going to happen again. And I think the 49ers defense can be had because, you know, they don't have their elite pass rushers anymore. So Jared Goff, my start for the week.
Yeah, so we're gonna go around the horn, weigh in on this pick. So Justin, are you starting Jared Goff this week?
Against the 49ers, yeah, I'll go with it. Just, you know, their injury depleted team. I don't know what they're going to do coming out of the bye week. And, Jared Goff had a great performance on Monday night. So, yeah,
Against what
I'm
team?
here for it. Against them good old Bucks.
There it is. So he's starting him. Ashton, how about you, man?
Yeah, and I hope one of the beneficiaries of Jared Goff starting is Cooper Kupp. So let's keep this rolling.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's a reasonable start this week. Last week my big take or my thought was just, does the quarterback fall in the top 12, top 10 or 12 based on our league? And that's kind of how I weighed it. Despite how good they could play, if they don't fall in like my mental top 12 for the week, do they land in? But I think Jared Goff is someone that you could definitely start with confidence. I'm weighing in big because of how Aaron Rodgers performed against the 49ers, right? It was a big game for the Packers. They are depleted in the secondary and in the pass rushers. So that makes for a good passing day. He's finding Van Jefferson now. Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are all playing very, very well. So he's using everyone. Josh Reynolds had a good week a few weeks ago. So he's using all of his weapons again. And once the Rams start clicking on all cylinders with that mastermind McVay, I think Goff is here to run you a few more good games. So that's who I'm all in on the start there. I'm gonna jump in next just so that we can stay with the theme of quarterbacks, and I'm going with Taysom Hill, who I was very down on from a quarterback standpoint heading into this entire season, right? Like I was not sure how the Saints could even sign him to the big deal, say that he's the backup ahead of Jameis Winston. I wasn't seeing it, but he proved me wrong last week. At least in terms of completion percentage and yards, 233 yards, 78% completion, still running the ball very well, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm starting him this week, and one of the big reasons is that for the first time all season, he's getting Michael Thomas involved. And so I think that if he has the secret sauce, whether it's because backup going to the comfortable guy, if he's going to throw the ball to Michael Thomas, we know how sure-handed, how dynamic, how awesome Michael Thomas is as a wide receiver. If he's going to use him and then keep Kamara in the passing game, I know it was a little down this week, but if he's going to use Kamara, he's going to get the ball to Michael Thomas. I'm in on that guy. Sky's the limit, because Michael Thomas dropped a pass in the game that was at minimum a 20-yard gain, but could have been a house call with his skill. He had room on his defensive back. Could have been a touchdown. Could have been a big game for both of them. So I'm in on them this week. Taysom Hill, folks. Ashton, are you okay with starting him this week?
They play the Broncos, correct?
They play at the Broncos this week, yes.
Yeah, why not?
There you go. We'll take it. We'll take it, man. Trader Joe, are you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm just shocked. Like, Drew Brees is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He couldn't. I mean, we've seen his connection with Michael Thomas in years past. Where was this game? Like, Michael Thomas hasn't had a game like this all year, and now the backup quarterback and gets this done. It's just bizarre. But he gets a lot of runs too. You know, he had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
And a rushing touchdown typically is 2 more points more than a passing touchdown. Now I had him fortunately at the tight end position, which helped me win my week. But, you know, with him being a competent passer, throwing to the better weapon, one of the better wide receivers in the league, and running, I definitely like the call to start.
Do you start him, though? Better question.
Oh, so it's him or Lamar Jackson, who's facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. As of now, I don't think so. Lamar hasn't been the same as last year, but Taysom has only played quarterback in this league for a whole game one time. So to choose him over a former MVP who can just take it to the house, run for 90 yards at a blink of an eye, as of now, no.
Even though he plays Pittsburgh.
Even though he plays Pittsburgh. Now, they played them already. So apparently when they played the Steelers, he was saying that the way they schemed against Lamar Jackson is a way that they've never seen before. So I expect a counter to that scheme. So we'll see.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Joe, that one definitely scares me for you. I mean, you're whatever, like whether you're in the playoffs or not, you're still playing to win. And my opinion on Lamar Jackson aside, but talking about these matchups, like Taysom Hill is not someone to laugh at when it comes to the running ability, right? Obviously, no one's as dynamic running the ball at quarterback like Lamar Jackson. But if Taysom Hill, excuse me,
Kyler Murray,
you think he's as good as Lamar Jackson running the ball?
Yes.
This year.
Like talent-wise in terms of juking, possibly, but he doesn't have the speed of Lamar.
Elusiveness, no. Effectiveness, yes.
Yeah, they're both very good. I guess you can go back and forth. I think Kyler Murray definitely benefits from being a better thrower and having more receiving threats as well. But you can't argue either of those two guys. They're both so awesome. But Joe, I mean Taysom Hill, if he's gonna get you 10 carries, right? Like, and he's gonna take the goal line work.
So here's my thing that I know I supported your start, but still, if I'm going to do that over Lamar Jackson, he did this game. Taysom had this game against the Falcons. The Falcons. So we haven't seen a real competent defense yet. So
He also plays the Broncos.
Yeah, he's not going up against the Rams.
Right, but the Broncos are nothing to laugh at now. I think there's a pretty noticeable gap between the. Now I don't have any stats to prove it, but just watching the Broncos game, Bradley Chubb, and others, they're still holding it down without
Von Miller.
Von Miller. You guys always help me with names. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think there's a gap in defense. Now it's a good problem to have because I maybe not because he did struggle against them. So we'll see.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what you decide, and then we can talk about it next week because I'm starting Taysom as an overall quarterback, but if I'm you, I'm 100% starting him this week because Lamar Jackson has struggled all season. He hasn't really found a target to go to. Snead played well a few weeks ago, and then he played well, but I think overall he's struggling to throw the ball. So.
Yes. And you need me to beat Mo, right? He's like a must.
I don't know.
Must lose for you to get in.
I like 5 and 6. I'm in a real tough place no matter what. So we'll see. It's just about I have to win my 2 matchups and then we can figure it out from there.
Okay.
At 7 and 6, maybe things fall the right way, but it's gonna be tough.
Hey, I sent you a trade for Marquise. Not Marquise.
Yeah, Marquise Brown.
Marquise Brown. Because you said you would give him up for almost anything. I'm willing to take him.
Yeah, I didn't even really look because I believe Ashton also sent me a trade.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like
I sent him Denzel Mims and Brashad Perriman for Marquise Brown and Rams defense.
Yeah, that's what it was. So when Ashton put the Rams defense in, it scared me from the standpoint that like the Rams are going to be good. They have favorable matchups the rest of the way, and they're a really strong defense, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald's putting a lot of pressure on. They have some solid linebackers with Kaiser. Micah Kaiser is playing really well, and then they have great defensive backs, or at least one shutdown defensive back. So it's like I didn't want to do that, especially when if everyone maxes out their potential, which it hasn't happened yet. Hollywood Brown is clearly the best of those 3 receivers, at least right now. So I was nervous because I ultimately felt like the Rams were literally the best piece in that entire trade. And I was apprehensive to lose them. And with the boom or bust potential thing happening with Hollywood Brown, I was nervous about
Bro,
that.
you can never use him the rest of the year. If he goes off for 40 points on his next game, you cannot start him with confidence. I think in your situation, trying to get in the playoffs and you have to win your next 2 weeks, you can't have him on your team.
Meanwhile,
for something.
Meanwhile, Denzel Mims had 10 points and Brashad Perriman had 13 points.
Bro, you can't start Marquise Brown. I'm telling you can't.
I know, and I'm not. But I also so if I had Mims and I had Brashad Perriman, cool, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
and the Rams defense?
No, but I would have lost the Rams defense.
Oh, I apologize.
I was asking.
So let's say I have Perriman and
yeah,
Mims. Okay, I have Perriman and Mims now. On a week-by-week basis, are they clear starts over Cole Beasley? I don't know. Are they clear starts over Calvin Ridley? No. Are they clear starts over Tyler Boyd? No. And then with Duke Johnson being a starting running back, it's like maybe they start over him. Maybe.
Yes, I would.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would start them over Duke Johnson.
You said you would start him over Duke, right? Yeah, same here.
And then you have keeper value with Denzel Mims.
Yeah, so like that's what it comes down to is like I look at my team and like, is Duke Johnson better than those guys? Losing the Rams also, I don't know. It was a toss up. So I didn't do that. Who did you offer again, Joe?
Jerick McKinnon.
Okay, yeah. So Justin, we're gonna throw to you, man. Who are you
So
starting?
hold on, just real fast. I just want to let you know that I then flipped Denzel Mims, Rashad Perriman, and Austin Hooper for
The
TJ
third tight end in fantasy right now.
for TJ Hawkinson. So thank you for not accepting. And then I was able to pick up the Saints defenses, which is the third defense in fantasy football. So once again, thank you for not accepting.
Man, that's a good deal. And whoever accepted that, crazy.
I think they got the same record as you. I'm not sure.
That's fine. That doesn't take away from that being crazy. I could have all the wins or no wins. That doesn't mean anything crazy. But Justin, who are you starting this week, sir?
This
Wait,
week.
he still has to vote though, right? On Jared.
Oh yeah.
Taysom. I mean, yeah, Denver does have a higher ranked defense than Atlanta, but last time I checked, he's from that area. He went to BYU or something like that. So
Yeah.
he's used to being playing out there on the road, and on top of that, he's actually throwing the deep ball for the Saints. So it's a little risky, but I'll go with him.
Okay, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's fine.
Your
Now,
start.
keep going, Justin. Joe, go ahead. Ask the question.
So for my start, I'm gonna go with Wayne Gallman, starting running back for the Giants. I'm saying get all the use out of him that you can before DeVante comes back. They're playing against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not the best run defense. They've been giving up touchdowns. Basically the past 4 or 5 weeks, they give up the fourth most rushing yards to running backs. Last week to the Washington football team, they gave up 150 total rushing yards. So yeah, go with Wayne Gallman. He's hot. Past 4 weeks that he's played, 16 points, 13 points, 14 points, and 19 points.
Yeah. So we'll go around the horn. I'll go first. I'm good on starting Wayne Gallman. I'm not here to say that the Giants are turning the corner or anything crazy, but their offense seems to be steady, and Wayne Gallman is their workhorse running back. So I like it, and I'm okay with the amount of carries that he's getting, the love that he's getting, plus 13 or more points in 4 straight playing weeks. I can rock with that at running back. Ashton?
Not at all. He's a Giants running back, and there's probably 15 other running backs I would start before Wayne Gallman. So I mean, be that as it may, he would never start on my team if he was on my fantasy team. So
Understood. Joe, are you starting him this week?
I was torn. I was looking at the numbers. I was like, wow, he got you double digits the last 4 weeks. But then I saw he's pretty much touchdown dependent because he only had one reception for the past 3 games. Now, of course, against the Eagles, he had 5 receptions, but that's an anomaly. And he didn't cross 70 rushing yards in the past 4 weeks once. But Joe Burrow is hurt, and I think the Bengals offense is going to struggle, and there's going to be a lot of punts and stuff like that. So he'll have plenty of opportunity to score. So I like it.
There you have it, folks. So, Justin, we're pretty much okay with starting Wayne Gallman. Last, Joe, who are you starting this week? So, no, we did Jared Goff.
Yep.
We did Wayne Gallman. Ashton, who was your guy?
Mute, brother.
yeah, Kyle decided to make mad noise in the fridge.
Boy.
But I would start DeVante Parker, man. They play the Jets. I don't know who the Jets have at cornerback at this point. They literally have no one, whether it's IR or cutting them. So it's pretty much an aerial assault on that secondary. And we all saw what Keenan Allen and Mike Williams did last week. I know Tua right now isn't looking like Justin Herbert or Ryan Fitzpatrick, whatever that may look like. But at the same time, you can still throw the ball on this secondary. So DeVante Parker got a touchdown. It looks like 2-0 does look for him in the red zone. I didn't grab the red zone targets for DeVante Parker, but the games that I've watched, I've seen 2-0 target him in the end zone and the red zone. So at least that's been the past 3 weeks. So I know he's looking for him in the red zone. I know he got a touchdown last week, which kind of helped his value. So if I have him, which I do in my other league, I'm starting him against the Jets defense.
Justin, we know it's against the Jets. Should we just skip you or
I'm gonna just say it don't matter who the Jets got at cornerback. It's the Jets, baby. This is a good game for the Dolphins to figure out what their quarterback situation is going to be. This is a padded stat game for all Dolphin speedster players. So, yeah, start everybody on the Dolphins.
Joe, do you echo those sentiments?
Pretty much. I don't love the player, but it is against the Jets. And what is it, week 12, and they've lost all their games. The team, I imagine, has to be demoralized at this point. They're probably going to get shellacked. I think it's a good start.
Yeah, I believe I saw a graphic today. The premise of it was retweet this graphic if your team still has a shot to make the playoffs. And the only team that cannot statistically make the playoffs, I believe, is the New York Football Jets. So I'm going to ride that wave just like you guys are. And I'm starting DeVante Parker, probably starting Preston Williams, probably starting Salvin Ahmed. Maybe you might even get me to start Jakeem Grant in this kind of a week in a deep.
Is Preston Williams back yet? I thought he was hurt.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
I say that to say, if you're on the Dolphins, we're throwing you out there, man.
Man, throw the Dolphins water boy out there. It don't matter.
Anyone but Matt Breida, who got me a total of 4 yards last week.
Man.
Somehow I was able to overcome that.
Because you
And
had
start
a quarterback
Jordan
playing
Howard.
Quarterback at tight end.
Yeah,
That's probably why.
What do you want?
All right.
And Robert Woods decided to go off. Jared Goff decided to go off. How do you have two receivers with more than 10 targets and more than 100 yards in the same game?
That was awesome. Not for Justin.
Obnoxious.
But for fantasy.
There you have it. Well, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hit you with our sits within the Indecision Cave. Welcome back to the Indecision Cave, folks. It's week 12. It's Thanksgiving week. We hit you with our starts, and now we're going to hit you with our sits. Trader Joe, we're coming back to you, man. You know why. Who are you sitting this week?
Sitting D-Hop, wide receiver for the Cardinals, mainly because he's facing one of the best corners in the league, Stephon Gilmore. And we all know that Bill Belichick, his philosophy when it comes to offenses is to take away your best player. And for the Cardinals, the best player is by a wide margin. You would rather have anyone of the Cardinals to have the opportunity to beat you, but you take away D-Hop. I just think that with the best corner and the game plan together, I don't think you will sit him because it's DeAndre Hopkins, but he may not perform to the level of the projections that you see on your fantasy apps.
Big take. Justin, we're going to throw to you first. Is there any merit to this?
You always start one of the top two receivers in the game. I don't care who he playing. D-Hop is that guy. We don't know if Stephon Gilmore is officially back yet, but I still think he'll be effective in that game. One of Kyler Murray's top targets. You don't sit him.
Ashton?
If Stephon Gilmore plays, I say limit expectations. Obviously, the ceiling for D-Hop is very high, but we also saw that cornerbacks can shut him down, whether you say, hey, the cornerback was having a lot of DPI or not. Xavier Xavier Howards did that. So I think it's a situation where if Stephon does play, Kyler might look to the other weapons that he has on his team, i.e. Larry Fitzgerald, Danny Isabella, right? Isabella and Andy Isabella. Andy Isabella. Yeah, Andy Isabella and Christian Kirk. Yeah. So if Stephon plays and is healthy, I would say limit your expectations on him for sure.
Yeah, I think Joe said something that's spot on in that Bill Belichick likes to take away your best option. But I think, like we discussed in the prior segment, that best option might be Kyler Murray's legs, right? The ability when the play breaks down, the pocket breaks down, for him to get out there and scramble around. We've seen all the memes, all the GIFs about what he can do with the ball in his hands as a scrambling quarterback. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots' focus is on containing Kyler Murray, keeping him in the pocket, not letting him be able to destroy you. Because, once he gets out of the pocket, we saw 2 weeks ago, he'll find DeAndre Hopkins for a Hail Murray. And even more dangerously and more likely, he's going to get going in 7, 10, 15-yard increments. So I could see that. I think, like Ashton said, if Gilmore plays, temper the expectations. I'm starting Hopkins because, first and foremost, I do think the Patriots will try to take away Murray first before Hopkins. And I think that if that's the case, he's going to be okay in one-on-one coverage, even against Gilmore. Maybe temper it, but still a 10-plus point day is my guess for Stephon.
And I don't even know if the Patriots have the linebackers to take away Kyler Murray, to be very honest.
They don't.
They might throw you a dime defense out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They might roll like an extra safety or something. Bill Belichick finds a way to get it done, man. At least with his coaching strategies, he's done a great job of limiting everyone forever. So I'm not going to count him out, regardless of what this Patriots record looks like right now.
I just know I don't think he has to worry about the run too much. Chase Edmonds, has been solid. Kenyon Drake has been solid, but it's D-Hop. That is the offense, and like you said, Kyler's legs. But other than that, that's it.
There you go. Ashton, who are you sitting this week, man?
So I'm going to give y'all 2 sits. One real fast, and that's every San Francisco 49ers running back, whoever it is, whatever it is, do not start them. Not a chance. And that's just because their rushing leader for the year is someone who's been on injured reserve for weeks, and that is Raheem Mostert, who has 103 yards and is their leader in rushes. And so they're going against the Rams, number 1 run-stop defense in the league. So that's just my quick tidbit. Anyone on the 49ers running back committee, please temper expectations. Actually, don't even start. I'm not even think about it. And then I'm going to go to the number 2 toughest defense out there, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they play the Baltimore Ravens. And if the game is to happen, everyone is thinking, hey, Gus Edwards definitely is someone I want to pick up and start because, well, there's no one else in that running back room that can actually play besides Gus Edwards, because Lamar Jackson is not a running back. He is a quarterback. So with that being said, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know I can just hone in on eliminating the run, which is what Baltimore loves to do. So if I can just limit Gus Edwards, they don't have any options, change of pace type of guys, I take that away. So I would say sit Gus Edwards, sit the 49ers running backs.
Justin, I think the 49ers is a safe sit. Do you disagree? And what about Gus Edwards?
Well, I've been hearing that Mozart is coming back, and this is a divisional game, so crazy things happen in divisional games. But this year, these 49ers, I don't know what's going on. So, don't even look their way for running backs. And in terms of Gus Edwards, short week, COVID scares, Pittsburgh's undefeated. Find somebody else.
Trader Joe, are you finding other people to start, or are you okay starting a 49er or Gus Edwards?
Yeah, I'm honestly, I would be willing to start a 49er. those numbers are crazy, and that's good insight, Ace, about Mostert, who very well could play, and I think if he's healthy, you play him. He's a really good running back, and we know Kyle Shanahan's he loves to run the ball. So I think you just watch his injury status up to his time. I don't think they play him if he's not healthy. If he's healthy, I would personally start him. And with McKinnon, a former Ace employee, or what's the name of your team again?
Chubb.
A former Chubb. Didn't do too well against the Saints last week, but the week before, he got you 14 points and then 15 points. Mainly, I like the floor of having 4 receptions and then 3 receptions. So he may not give you those rushing yards, but he gets you those receptions. But I do agree with Gus Edwards' sit. I think you just dare Lamar Jackson to throw the ball at this point. And you just hone in on getting eight defenders in the box and say, well, you're not going to do this, and see if Lamar can respond. So I support that. That's it.
I'm okay with not starting anyone from the 49ers offense right now. Well, I guess in particular their running game. I know they have some dynamic wide receivers. I'd probably be okay with kind of maybe fading them as well. But running backs for sure. I think Gus Edwards this week getting the limelight, getting the spotlight, it's actually going to be to his detriment, right? The last time that they played the Steelers, like we've said, Dobbins had a big game. He was able to have a big game. And I think it was because they kind of did the thunder lightning thing. You didn't know who was going to get the carries. Now the Steelers are able to hone in on him. And I'm saying this, but I still might end up starting him because my team is in that bad of a shape. But if I had other options, I kind of have other options. I'll steal Mahan's thing. If you have other options, don't start him. I might be in the position where I have to start him. Wish me luck this week.
I don't know. You really don't have any other options.
Yeah, no, I get it. The worst part is that I have 4 starting running backs this week, and it's like, yeah, I don't feel confident about like 3 of them. So we'll figure it out. Justin, who are you sitting this week, my man?
So I'm going to echo off that San Francisco settlement that was mentioned earlier. And I heard Deebo Samuel is coming back. And that's somebody you got to leave on the bench this week, man. They're playing the Rams. Number one, I don't know who's throwing the ball in San Francisco right now. Number two, the Rams defense is looking like they're waking up. They're on the same page with each other. Number three, Jalen Ramsey. He's on a tear this year. He's trying to prove that he's worth all the money. So he's most likely going to shadow Deebo because there's no other receivers out there. Kittle's not playing, so it's just going to be another day at the office for Ramsey trying to shut down and prove that he's worth all those millions that he's getting paid.
I completely agree. Like I said, I'm okay with not starting anyone from that 49ers offense. Deebo's dynamic, but not this week. Joe, what are you thinking? Deebo Samuel, he in your lineup or no?
No, I support this set. Just quick follow-up question. Justin, when you getting Kittle back?
2021.
Oh, wait. So he is out for the year for sure?
8 weeks, man. It's over.
Dang. It just sucks when elite players, you just can't watch them, just dominate on the field. So sorry about that. But, yeah, I support this set.
Ashton?
So I had to unmute myself. My dog's eating a bone right near me, so I didn't know if it was coming up on the audio. But, man, the Rams secondary is getting 2 picks a game over the past 2 games, right? It's not even Jalen Ramsey that's getting these picks, right? It's Fuller, their safety. It's the Williams guy who was kind of like their Cinderella story from the cornerback position who had 2 interceptions the week prior. So it's not even just Jalen Ramsey. The boys around him are really playing well and not necessarily locking up, but closing out. And so, yeah, I agree. The 49ers are just miserable, almost as miserable as the Eagles. And they're only almost as miserable because we beat them. So, yeah.
There we go. So Justin, you got the full support of the squad to sit Deebo Samuel this week. I'm hitting someone who's close to home, folks. We were talking about him last segment. I'm getting ridiculous trade offers. People are trying to test my mental. Marquise Brown, I have to sit you, man. Let me just hit you guys with a few numbers on Marquise Brown. In the last 4 weeks, Hollywood Brown. In the last 4 weeks, Hollywood Brown has a whopping. I apologize. In the last 4 weeks, a whopping 6 catches. Out of my number one wide receiver, or the team's number one wide receiver,
let's play a little game of Dumpsville because we're going to talk
on
about
17 targets.
Before you can add player.
Ryan is struggling with this segment.
I'm struggling with this segment because I'm that disappointed in him. 6 catches over the last 4 weeks. Like you said, Joe, it doesn't matter if he goes for 40 points this week or not. You can't ever feel confident starting him, so I'm not going to. I hope you guys don't either, but anyone feel differently?
No, I feel your pain. I was actually I had Marquise Brown on my radar. So luckily you took that burden away from me. But yeah, you have to sit him at this point, especially if you're trying to creep your way into the playoffs and you don't have the luxury to lose the next 2 games.
Right. Ashton, I saw you shaking your head.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I was just sending you that trade earlier this week so I can clear up space to pick up a defense. Like literally, I was like, I'm not going to drop these guys. So we try to trade so I can either get a defense or trade some people to then pick up a defense. So, yeah, man, that man ain't Hollywood.
Not at all. And Justin, I know you're that upset that you had to get up and walk away. You don't like Hollywood, but are you starting him this week?
Nah, I'm a Hollywood fan, but over the past couple of weeks, it just looks like Lamar is looking for Willie Snead or Andrews, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know what kind of beef or discrepancies they got going on in the locker room, but yeah, just leave Hollywood alone.
I would love to, and I'm going to try my best to every week for the rest of this season. So, fellas, it's Thanksgiving. We're going to spend a lot of time with our family and with our friends. I want to wish all of our viewers a happy Thanksgiving as well. Do you guys have anything you want to add before we sign off for the last time this week?
Hey, yo, do we have starts and sits for this Thanksgiving meals? Because I'm always starting mac and cheese, but
Yes, sir.
you might have to sit the cranberry sauce.
You sit sorrow. Every occasion you sit sorrow. On point. You sit sorrow. Instantly. Sit.
Terrible.
What is that?
Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. Keep it on your bench.
Is that a Jamaican thing?
Yeah,
I'll say West Indian, but yeah.
It's a West Indian beverage that Justin absolutely loves and Ashton absolutely hates.
Like eggnog. Anyone else despise eggnog? I know it's not related, but some people love it, some people hate it.
Yeah, I'm not with it. I'm not.
Mahan loves eggnog. Mahan loves eggnog.
Yeah, I'm keeping that on the bench.
Yeah, so macaroni and cheese is definitely a must start.
Big start. Sorry, big start. My fault. Big start.
What I'm definitely gonna sit is turkey, man. Just give me. There's a few other, like, I'll take like a roast beef. I like pork. I know that's not everyone's thing. I'll take some roasted pork or some ham. Turkey, if it's not the dark meat, I am good on turkey, man.
You saying turkey's overrated is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely overrated. You find a nice dark meat piece, cool. But I'm probably staying away from. I'm sitting turkey.
Wow.
Right, you acting light skinned.
Sitting turkey. I apologize.
On Thanksgiving, this is ridiculous.
On any day.
I'm
Joe,
gonna sit. I'm gonna sit marshmallows and yams.
That's mad Southern. That's mad. No, I'm not even gonna say what that mad is.
No marshmallow.
I'm not gonna say what that-
Just say it's Karen.
Yeah. Just say marshmallows.
No marshmallow and yams.
Ashton, what do you start? I know you weighed in on sorrow. What are you starting or sitting? Just one take.
Man, I'm starting stuffing with roast beef gravy, and I don't eat red meat, but stuffing with roast beef gravy always gets my start. Outside of course, mac and cheese.
Wait. You're starting stuffing?
Yeah,
Stuffing is disgusting.
with gravy.
Oh no, that's childish. That's childish.
Crazy. Officer
Stuffing
Higgins.
is nasty, son.
Officer
Hold on,
Higgins with the hot.
Hold on. Let me switch it up real fast so you can get Kyle in here real fast so you can kind of just see.
Officer Higgins, thanks for joining us, man. What are you either starting or sitting in your Thanksgiving meal? One take.
Starting jerk chicken.
Okay. Respect.
Yeah, see?
That's always
That's where I'm
good.
going.
Okay, all right. This is what
And
you
he
start
said-
off with.
I'm putting on IR stuffing. Stuff is on IR.
Something can't even
All
find
right,
the
so
steak.
on that note, I'm gonna switch mine to curry chicken. I'm switching mine to curry chicken.
Wait, so Jamaicans do jerk and curry chicken on Thanksgiving?
Absolutely.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
you throw all of them in there.
Man,
Yeah, I'm
I gotta
definitely-
go
I'm
to one of
definitely
your
sorry.
houses next year.
My grandma definitely throws some the boneless meat too, so it's not like the one that's on the bone. She gets the boneless one and then does the curry chicken. Yeah, it's my go-to on a plate every year. You're right. That's my number one. Hey, yo, Fitz, I appreciate that one.
Respectfully.
Also, biscuit and gravy, if it has turkey meat, is also definitely a go-to.
I've never heard that on Thanksgiving.
I mean,
either.
I had it with my church folks, so it's nothing that comes in my family household, but when I'm with the church folks, it's definitely
sit dry cornbread. Can't be dry.
Man, where you getting dry cornbread from, bro?
Yeah,
I'm
why are you
hearing-
eating dry?
I'm
mean-
hearing marshmallows and candy. What was it?
Yeah, Joe,
Marshmallows
you're
and what?
wilding today,
Well,
bro.
let me just say this. I've been to a number of households on Thanksgiving. So,
Clearly, they ain't got melanin. Clearly.
hey, chill. We got plenty of listeners. So be
Clearly.
careful.
I'll take a hot take. It's whatever.
Folks, this is an all-inclusive environment. Please weigh in on what you're starting or sitting during your Thanksgiving meals.
But hold on. We didn't get everyone starts and sits.
Yes, we
What's your start and sit?
I bet you say he's sitting turkey. Like
That's
a
what I'm saying.
crazy person.
What happens if it was jerk turkey or deep fried turkey?
No turkey.
No
Yo,
turkey.
have y'all had deep fried turkey? I've never had it before, but I hear it's the best
Every
thing.
year. We got the fryer in the back.
It's the best thing.
Hey, is it fire?
Game changer.
See,
That's
and
why
that's
I'm looking at you
different,
like
man. Come on, like that. I'm not privy to that, so I'll plead ignorance. I apologize for that, but a regular just roasted.
Just regular turkey. Yeah, all right, we got
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Traditional turkey, you
Yeah,
ixnay.
I'm fading that. Maybe if I can get a jerk turkey, curry turkey, fried turkey, I don't know, whatever, barbecue turkey, whatever, something different, cool, but just.
Do you do turkey legs?
Of course. Turkey wings and legs with the gravy. The sticky gravy, though, but you're not ready for that.
Oh, but Ryan, that's a yes, right?
Justin's coming different this Thanksgiving, man.
Yo, listen, if y'all want to know about food, Justin's a food connoisseur, so you go to him. Besides his taste and sorrow, I go to him.
Just let me know when I could pick up my sorrow. That's all I'm asking.
You know, mom's got.
How do you spell sorrow?
SORRE.
E.
L.
EL.
I was hearing sorrow. Got you.
It'll give Ashton sorrow.
Yeah, well, and it's just because my mom makes it, and like she'll always make something for Justin, and it's the process. It smells. It's just like chitlin. That is also on my eternal sit list.
Absolutely.
Sit back.
It has no place in the household.
Justin, do you agree?
Yo, get chitlins up out of here, man. Chitlins is like
Yo, all right, what's the stuff that's in the can and it's like purple? What is it?
Cranberry sauce?
Yeah, I don't like cranberry sauce either, man. I'm sitting that.
I was team no cranberry sauce up until like 2 years ago. Taste buds change.
I'm gonna give you a secret. You gotta mix it. Always gotta mix it. It's
With the
either with
stuffing?
rice or the stuffing.
You mix it with what or what?
Rice or stuffing.
I never
You know
did
what?
the
I might
rice.
try with the stuffing.
Yeah.
Then you get the carbs and you get the sweet and,
And
if I put
yeah,
the
this
grapes on,
is
you get
you got it.
Okay, Justin. All right.
So I told you, man.
Justin,
Hold on.
any other tips that you want to leave us with before we sign off?
Don't eat breakfast.
That's a championship take, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, Week 12. Let us know your starts and sits from the dinner table. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Follow us at Indecision Cave, Facebook, YouTube. Join us, man. We appreciate you every week. We will see you next week within the Indecision Cave.
Hey, man, make sure y'all get y'all Martinelli.